Tony, and I'm a mushroom cultivator, and I own Far West Fungi, which produces specialty mushrooms in Moss Landing, California. I've been growing mushrooms for about 25 years. My first farm was in Hunters Point in San Francisco. We've been at this facility for 6 years now, and it's a former agaricus farm. They grew button mushrooms. A lot of my mushrooms are very hard to find. We try to bring in new cultures all the time. We do grow varieties that you usually don't find in the supermarkets or either at the farmers markets. We have a regional cuisine in California and the Bay Area, and I like to think that my mushrooms are an important part of it. Mushrooms we grow are mushrooms that in nature would grow on trees. And so what we're doing is replicating the traditional way of growing. It's all hardwood sawdust. It's mostly red oak. There is, at times, some cherry in there. We bring shovelfuls of sawdust and bring them into this last room over here. So, along the back, shovels of sawdust are brought in. They're mixed with organic rice bran. This flour-like material is rice bran. And it provides sugars and protein that the organism is going to need to produce mushrooms. From here, so we fill up the bags, and then we fold them over and put them on the carts. There's 90 blocks per cart, and each retort takes between either 10 or 11 carts. And so we're pushing clean air through these filters and to provide a clean work area for them to introduce these cultures to the bags. So what you see here is actually the spawn, and that's the way we introduce the organism to the bag. And if you look at the corner, you'll see two guys, and they just cut the top of the bag, and they're shaking about a teaspoon of the organism in each bag. So if you look at that end, there's like two large filters with a fan forcing air through them. We do the same thing over here in the work area. These are a medicinal mushroom. It's a hard polypore, and they look really like feathers. And it makes like, with the maitake, it just makes, and they're used for tea. So this is actually the end of it. These are oyster blocks. So this is primary incubation. All the blocks that we produce are in these rooms for 4 weeks. And what happens in these rooms is the organism, which is the white that you see here, fully grows through the block. So with the tree oysters, after 4 weeks, they're ready to grow. The king trumpets, the maitakes, have 2 or 3 more weeks, so we move them here into a secondary incubation. And the shiitakes need another 9 weeks. So these are basically rooms where we can control the airflow at the temperature. So, this is basically the same thing as you saw over there, a fan, a heater, and a humidifier. And oftentimes we'll have, like all maitake in here. Here's some of the oysters. I'm looking for yellows, or these were yellows. Then we break them up and put them in these beds. And we get another full flush of the mushrooms. The interesting part is, feel this. It forms this real hard mycelium. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're thinking that would probably be a good insulator because it's so tough. In bringing your product to the market, first of all, it's a one-to-one kind of relationship. I think I see my customers sometimes more often than I see my family and friends. It's such a nice relationship. I mean, it is my favorite part of what I do, is being able to actually share it with my customers.